Hey guys, the Dorcas Knight here doing action figure review on the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming 2-pack Spider-Man and Iron Man. Looking at the packaging over here, we could see that it comes in a nice window box that will show off the two figures, which they are not in right now. And on this side over here, it says Spider-Man, since Spider-Man would be over there, and Iron Man Sentry, which would be the Iron Man over here on this side. It just says Spider-Man Homecoming over here. There's a warning label. It says ages 4+ by Hasbro. It says Legends Series at the top. At the very top, there's a small window so you can look and see the figures. On the side, there's a picture of Spider-Man and Iron Man, some concept art, and the same picture on the other side. Over here at the bottom, there's a bunch of copyright stuff, where it came from, yada yada yada. And on the back over here, shows Spider-Man and Iron Man over here. The product photos. There's a bunch of warnings down here, and it says Legend Series at the top. And there's a bio right there that you can read. And that's about it with the box. Let's get into the figures. Looking at this head sculpt of Peter Parker, it does look like Tom Holland. It's pretty accurate. So I like what they did here. Looks good enough for a 6-inch figure. I really do like it. So here he is with the Spidey head sculpt, and he does look a little bit drunk, I have to be honest. I think that they were trying to replicate the scene from the movie where he fell off the treehouse and his suit was glitching out, which I guess is alright, but I don't know why you would want to redisplay that scene, to be honest. But I guess if you do have the original Spider-Man, it is a good head sculpt to have if you were trying to take photos and you wanted to take that scene. And also, if you were to get the Spider-Man figure, you also get the Peter Parker head sculpt, so it's pretty good. In the back over here, there's nothing much else. Just the webbing going along. There's a little spider logo. Same at the top over here. This is a little bit different to the Civil War one, as you can see. This one kind of looks like a longer leg spider. This one looks a little bit shorter leg, which I guess I like. I think I like this one a little bit more, just as it's more accurate to the comics. And speaking of comics, this does have paint apps that are different from the original figure, where this one looks more comic book accurate than movie accurate. But yeah, he does have all those black lines in there. He has one whipping hand on this side with no extra hands, and then one fisted hand. And yeah, looking in there, the web continues, and also does continue in the inside there, which I do like too. Down here, he does have the tech type sculpt in there, or paint in there, to show that his suit is made by Tony Stark, so it has to have like all kinds of parts in there. So yeah, looks pretty accurate. There's a little label there. I think that's the number of the figure. Not really sure if you guys can see that, but not really important. Then there's the web lines on the bottom of the feet, which look pretty accurate, and does have... Oh, Spider-Man's also made in China. He does have two peg holes at the bottom of the feet if you wanted to peg him into a base. But yeah, here he is compared to the suit from the movie. And then one thing to note is that he does come with web wings, so you can just plug them in like so in there, where there's a bicep hole in there, and then you can just have them just stand there. And that looks pretty good, I guess. These ones do peg in very well. I heard that people were having problems with pegging these guys in, and they would basically just pop right off really quickly. But they're doing pretty fine for me. If you wanted to replicate that scene where he was flying, you probably could. I think his arms need to be out a little bit more. So you do need to mind that. But yeah, let's get on to the Iron Man figure. So the Iron Man figure over here, I'm pretty sure it's just a ready paint of the Mark 46 Iron Man from Captain America Civil War. But this one's supposed to be Mark 47, as it does have the different paint apps on it, and I think that they did a pretty good job. I really like it. The head sculpt seems pretty good. Just show that glowing effect in there with the blue. Really like it. Nothing much else to say about it. You can pop this head off. You just come with another head sculpt, which is the Sentry head sculpt, and you can see in there that Tony Stark is not wearing it. So you could display this standing beside Tony Stark maybe, and it'll show that he's beside the Iron Man suit, which is not being controlled. And then the eyeballs are not light up on this thing. But yeah, looking at the rest of the suit, it's basically the exact same thing to the Mark 46, just painted differently. There's the gold stripes in there, the silver parts and all that. The arms over here look pretty good. Nothing much to say about this. It does look pretty accurate, and that's all I can say. There's the Iron Man butt. Then the front over here, the gray continues, or the silver, sorry. And then he does have one hand that's open, where he does come with a repulsor blast type effect, where you can plug it into the hand right there. Then you can plug it in like that, and it looks like that he's blasting something. It has like this little white paint on it. It's a blue color, but it has white paint on it to make it look like it's turning from like white to blue. So yeah, pretty accurate. Looking at the rest of the figure, come with a fisted hand too, which I think isn't bad at all. Then looking at the legs, nothing much else in there. So there's a silver on the back. The knee pads and feet, there's a bit of silver in there, gold stripes again. And yeah, nothing much else in there. There's a little black there too, I never really noticed that. But yeah, at the bottom, he does have those repulsor feet, and he comes with two peg holes at the bottom of there. One thing that you can do with these is if you get, let's say from the old Iron Man figure, you can use these little repulsor effects and put them in the bottom over here, and then it'll make an effect where it looks like that he's flying. But these do not come with them, alright? These two do not come with this Iron Man. This comes with the Mark 46 Iron Man from the 3-pack. So, yeah. Comparing this to the Iron Man over here, as I already said, not much of a difference. Here's Iron Man compared to a photo from online. Starting off with the articulation on the Spider-Man figure, his head can move up at about that much. His head can go down about that much. He can move side to side. He does have a tiny bit of neck pivot in there. His arms can go out about that much. They can't go all the way in. You can only go that much in. They can go up and down. He does have the shoulder joint where it lets his arm go all the way back or all the way forward, which I also do like. Has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which bend in pretty good, to be honest. A wrist peg where it lets him swivel and go up and down. He does have an ab crunch, which can go down about that much. It has 2 clicks, which is awesome. The articulation on this figure is awesome. Way better than the DC Comics Multiverse figures. I think Hasbro's known for giving their figures very good articulation, but anyway, he can go back at about that much. He does have a waist swivel. His legs can go out about that much. They can kick forward pretty good. They can kick back just a little bit. He does have a thigh rotation just after the groin area, and he does have double jointed knees, just going about that far. his feet do move down and they do move up, and he has ankle pivot. As far as Iron Man's articulation goes, his head can move about that much, it can go down about that much, move side to side, it can pivot, his shoulder pad does hinder the articulation, so his arm can only go out about that much, so it's kind of a problem. It can go up and down. There's a bicep swivel in there, double jointed elbows, which go in about that much. There's a wrist swivel, and they do move up and down a little bit. He does have a diaphragm joint, which is pretty good. So it acts as an ab crunch and a waist swivel, so it can go all the way around. He can bend his torso about that much, which is okay. It's good enough. And then it can go out about that much, but there is a little hole in there. But yeah, it's pretty good articulation for you. This is another problem too. His legs can only go out about that much, which I find is a little bit of an issue. There's thigh swivel just after the crotch too, and then there's double jointed knees that bend in pretty good, and then there's foot articulation, where his feet can go down about that much, and it can go up just a little bit, and he does have ankle pivot. And that's really it with this figure. Looking at the height of these figures, Spider-Man stands at just about 5.5 inches tall, and Iron Man stands at around 7 inches tall, which is pretty large in my opinion. I do think that these guys do fit and scale well with each other. Here they are compared with the Spider-Man and Iron Man from the 3-pack from Captain America Civil War. As you can see, these two figures are the exact same. These two figures do stand at the same height, but I think that they are a little bit different. And if you guys were wondering, the Tony Stark head that comes with this Iron Man, you can put it on this Mark 47 head, and it fits on there pretty well, since this is just the exact same figure, and it does work out pretty well. Final thoughts on these figures is, if you are looking for an Iron Man Mark 47 to complete your Iron Man armory, you should pick this up. This will, because I think that this is the only time that you would be able to get this Mark 47. In terms of the Spider-Man, if you want a Peter Parker head sculpt, you gotta get this box. There's no way that you can get around it, unless if you were to buy it on eBay, of course, but you would probably have to buy it for a higher price than normal. Another positive about this set is, if you want more expressions for your Spider-Man, this head sculpt does do for that. You could also get the effects in the original Spider-Man Homecoming wave. Same with this Iron Man, you can get this in the Captain America Civil War wave, so there's nothing too new about that. And yeah, so, oh, and the other thing too is, you would also be able to get this little Iron Man head for displaying the Iron Man figures without anyone inside them, which is also pretty cool. So anyway, that's really it about this video. If you guys are looking to pick these guys up, you would have to get it at toysrus. That's where I found these guys, and I believe that they are toysrus exclusive. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that they are. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you in the next video.